everyone. Well, I've been thinking about a lot of things that I wanted to talk about during this video. I had a conversation with one of my good friends. And what I mean by good friend, she's a really, really amazing mentor. You know, she's always speaking positivity, and she's just always just overall just beautiful. We had a conversation, and I was pretty much explaining her, you know, a little bit more in depth of my story. You know, a lot of us have stories, but we don't let people in because of judgment or, you know, people trying to use things against you. So I was happy to be able to just, share a couple of intimate personal things about myself. And, she was able to do the same. I was explaining to her, I said, my biggest thing is my kids. I said, it's so much stuff going on in the world right now. I have made a post stating that, every day for like 2 weeks, somebody had passed away. And it just puts a reality on life, all the things that we trip off of or think about in regards of work and fixing this or doing that or cooking or whatever you do in your daily activity. For me, my everyday thought when I wake up is, first and foremost, thank you, God, for waking me up. If it wasn't for you waking me up, I couldn't do anything in my day. It'll be game over. Don't collect, don't go past go. Don't collect $200. It's over. So my first and foremost, I thank you, God, for waking me up, because I could change anything in my day. For two, I always try to keep a positive mind. And I always try, when people talk to me, I try to also look at the perspective of the other person, depending on what that situation may be. I think for me, I feel like putting expectations in regards of people, it always lets you down. And I hear a lot of motivational speakers talk about this. For me, only person I could be accountable for is myself. That's it. That's the only person I could be accountable for. And all I can do is all I can do. And that's all I can do, And I try to remind myself of that and not put too much pressure on me to where I'm so stressed that I don't know which way to go. Because as people know, I don't know if you guys do astrology, but I do. And I believe in it. And for me, by me being a Pisces, it's two of us. We're going different ways, And because of that, that's where that spiritual side comes from, because they're always talking to, it sounds crazy when you try to explain it, but people who visit astrology and understand zodiac signs, they understand what I'm saying. Others probably feel like I'm crazy. Whatever, it doesn't matter. For me, I like peace and quiet. I like serenity. I don't like chaos. I don't like confusion. I don't like drama. I don't like mess. I like a peaceful life. I like stuff to be peaceful, and that's how I like my circle to be peaceful. I like chaos and confusion. It drives me crazy. The reason why I wanted to do this video is I had put out a post in regards of insurance, life insurance, and a lot of people feel like it's kind of taboo. I like to get other people's perspective on it, so that's why I record them. Me and Sharifa actually did a video on generational wealth, which she did an amazing job on it. For me, my biggest thing is my kids. I know that I will be leaving this earth one day, but what I don't want to do is leave this earth with not having anything in place for my kids, because at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's about them. And I have to do whatever I can in my power to make sure that they are situated. Because one day we're not going to miss this death. It's going to happen. We don't know when, we don't know what time, we don't know what hour, but we know it's going to happen. And Whether you know, pass away young or pass away old, you gonna pass away. It's just realistic, and there's no way getting over his life. You know, and a lot of people feel like, oh yeah, I thought about it, but and then when something happened and I talk with them, they say, oh, such and such didn't have anything in place, or you know, I see these GoFundmes, and remember, before I got into this way of life, I wasn't even, my mind frame wasn't even on this. I was on survival mode. I'm like, okay, I was constantly doing hair 24 hours a day, all day long, and working, you know, and not knowing what's uncertain of what my future was going to be. I didn't know. I was just like, I'm just, you know, my biggest thing is, long as I keep my kids together, because I have a lot of kids, I'm like, long as I keep them together and we're all in the same household, then I'm doing my job, you know. And that's where my mental was at that time. Long as I do the necessities, you know. And as I'm with this company, I'm starting to grow in mentally becoming the woman that I am supposed to be. I realize that's how you stay poor. That poor way of thinking, and it's lack of knowledge, because you don't know. And that's where I was. It wasn't until I sat with a couple who, and this was a time when I was in a motorcycle club, and a motorcycle club is a whole nother thing. The reason why I joined is for a sisterhood and a brotherhood. You know, I just wanted to be around unified people. I wanted to, you know, because I love history and I love Black history. If you've ever sat and talked with me in regards of us as a people, you'd be like, wow. I research my people. I can tell you the ins and outs. I can battle with the best of them when it comes to African American people and just African people, and us as a people, as us as a culture, and where we come from and why we the way we are, the whole psychology behind the whole thing. I can break it down. But my biggest worry still is legacy. What For a long time I was wondering, like, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why do God got me here? Like, what am I supposed to be doing in my life? Where am I supposed to be going? And I remember one time I prayed to God, and I was like, they're broken. Like, God, just tell me. Oh, backtrack. Back to the couple. So I sat with them. I'm all over the place. I got so many things going on in my head that I'm trying to say, and it's all trying to come out at once. So just bear with me. I noticed that they had their finances in order, for one. They were an African American couple. Their children was taken care of. They owned homes. They owned businesses. And here I am in a motorcycle club, struggling, literally struggling to get gas, to make sure I have food or drinks, you know, make sure, you know, I have something nice to wear. And that's when I started making my own clothes. So if you look at my earlier videos, it was because it just didn't make sense to constantly buy stuff when I could make it. That's when I realized I was very creative. So then that's when I realized, like, I had to take a look at myself, like, what are you doing? Like, okay, do any of your kids have life insurance? No. Do you have life insurance? No. Do your car have insurance? Yes. Wow. Then I had to look in a mirror and look at myself like, girl, what? If you don't get your priorities in order, this don't make no sense at all. So I prayed to God. I'm like, God, I know I'm supposed to be doing more. Can you guide me and let me know what it is that I'm supposed to do? And that's when He sent someone, you know. And then my life has been on this amazing, hard journey, but amazing, to say the least. I appreciate the fact that I'm able to help people. I don't know why my phone keeps going out of focus. I appreciate the fact that I'm trying to help people, you know. I don't, you know, I feel like now that I know what I know, you know, the GoFundMe's, all that is internet begging. You're begging strangers to help you bury someone that they don't even know, and pray that they have sympathy to give you money to help you bury their loved one. You know, it's horrible. My son the other day, he called me. He said that a little girl had drowned in his apartment complex, and you know, the mother was taking a boyfriend to a job interview or something of that sort, and one of the kids ran some bath water and a baby drowned. I think the baby was like 3 months or 4 months. And I'm like, dang, it's crazy. Life is a trip. I think with my kids, my overall goal is to be just keep it real as possible and let them understand what life, all life is pretty much is about choices. You have a choice to wake up, you have a choice to stay asleep. You have a choice to get in the shower, you have a choice to not get in the shower. Everything is your choice. That's why God gives us choice. You know, you have a choice to seek knowledge, you have a choice not to seek knowledge. And me, I'm always seeking knowledge. I feel like, oh man, I research everything. When I say everything, and not just black people, Chinese people, Hispanic people, I want to know how countries got started. And it is just a nonstop of wanting to know and not being okay with the norm, knowing for myself. My biggest thing with life insurance is I used to watch the Investigation Discovery Channel. Anybody who know me, any of my clients, they know. I have some clients, I go to their house, they automatically have it on. And their husbands be mad, like, oh my God, she watching this station. And it never dawned on me that the majority of these cases, the reason why they're killing people is for their life insurance. I never tripped off that until I became a financial advisor. I'm like, I never knew that you could be alive and take money out of your life insurance. I thought life insurance was only for when you die. That's because I wasn't educated. You know, you hear life insurance, you're like, oh, when I die. It's not when you die. That's how the wealthy stay unwealthy. They're using their policies and they're funding them. They're funding their policies. And that's their investments. It's crazy. It's like a whole nother... If you know anything about finances, it's a whole nother world. Like, it is deep. It is deep. And it is amazing how people are able to be millionaires and their children are able to be millionaires through life insurance policies. That's crazy. I spoke with someone today and I was asking her, did she have any insurance? I was like, do you have any insurance? She was like, my mom has a policy for me. And I said, okay, well, do you know how much the policy is? You know, do you know what she's paying a month? Do you know if it's 10-year, 15-year, 20-year, 30-year? And she's like, oh, I don't know. Those are things we need to know. Because if something happens and they don't have a will, a trust, a estate, or anything in place, then if they don't even know what their insurance policy is, if they don't even know what company you're with, it's going to be hard for you to get all the information because you don't know anything. You know, these are things you need to know. You know, is it an account where your money is growing? You know, does it have a living benefit attached to the death benefit? And people don't know. And don't get me true. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know any of this. I'm around here like, oh my God, I gotta tell everybody. And I've been sending people messages and calling them and just making sure that they are properly protected. I'm like, $20, you spend $20 on a meal every month. $20. You could do $20 to at least make sure your child has something. You know, you have to handle your business. Right now I'm 41. And what I think about every day is my children's future. That's what I think about. What can I leave them? What is my purpose? You know, how can I change my last name? You know, how can I be like, well, you know, because of your grandmother putting things in place or your mom, when I pass away, they don't have to worry about anything. Funeral paid for, they don't have to worry about nothing. Everything is mapped out. I got my will in place. I got my trust. You know, my estate is taken care of. You know, I have a percentage of what I want everyone to have. You know, I'm giving directions. I'm leaving videos to them. Like, they gonna be like, oh my gosh, mom did a video every day. I'm gonna straight be talking to them from the dead. Seriously. That's how important it is to me to make sure that my family is protected and I'm protected. You know, I'm living for them. And if I can insure my car, if I can make sure my car is good, but my life is not good, that does not make any sense. That don't make no sense. That don't even go together. I don't know how that makes sense. It does not make sense. You know, so with that being said, I just wanted to do a little video and, you know, kind of talk to everyone. Some people care, some people won't. It's okay. You know, I get it. Everybody's journey is their own. And everyone has to move how they feel they should move or they need to move. Right now I'm going through a huge transition in my life. And sometimes I look back and be like, dang, this is my life. Okay. I'm internally happy. I can't help but smile. You know, it's not like a fake smile or I'm trying to make myself smile. But I'm happy, dude. Like, I just feel like God woke me up. He chose me out of billions of people to wake up. And for that, I'm grateful. And I'm blessed. And I'm happy. You know, like I told someone, I don't want to waste God waking me up on stuff that has no significance in anything. How people feel about me, I don't care. And it's not going to stop me from doing anything that I'm doing. Only thing that matters to me is how my kids feel and how I look in their eyes. The other day, my daughter came home and the kids at school, because I always go to her school with a suit on or something. I make sure that I do that anyway, but, you know. And they like, what did your mom do? And she's like, my mom owns her own business. And the way she said it, her face just lit up. I was like, oh, they are really watching me. Like, I literally went from the hood, like, on some hood stuff. Literally, on some hood stuff. On some ignorant hood stuff, to talking to heads of companies, presidents, and, you know, CEOs, and going to mansion houses, and, oh my gosh, this is crazy. How did I get here again? God, oh wow, okay, I'm supposed to be here. Talking to people who make millions of dollars. Like, wow. I talked to this guy a couple of months ago. He said he started his business. It's a black guy. Very impressive. He said he started his business for like 1.2 million. I'm like, started? Wow. And he was just talking about how he, you know, go to these dinner parties and they fly him out, and it was just inspiring. I'm like, wow, okay, I see you. And looking at you would have never known that he was that big. He was really a big deal. It's just amazing. God has a purpose for me. You know, He's guiding me. I remember I used to stress off of everything, like bills and how I'm gonna pay this and how I'm gonna pay that, and everything always worked itself out. So I don't even stress out. I'm like, everything's gonna work out. It always does. So I must be doing something right. You know, He keeps surrounding me with these amazing people that pour love and inspiration and call me and see how you doing. You know, if I'm down, okay, we having a meeting. We need to talk. You know, if I talk about quitting, you can't quit. Blah blah blah. Just they won't even allow you. Like, it's just crazy. Even when I try to be negative, it's hard to be negative around a bunch of positive people. And everyone wants to win in life. And everybody's on the same page. So it's hard for me when I come in with my woe is me and they looking at me like, okay, girl, get it together. Let's do it. Just do it. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Like, but I wanna feel sorry for myself. Y'all ain't even helping me with that. They don't care. They do not care. I take that positive energy that I get from people and I pour into people who don't have anything positive going on. And I say that I try my best to say the most heartfelt, inspiring thing that I could, or just let them talk. A lot of people just want you to talk to them. It's so many people don't have no genuine people to talk to or who cares about what they're going through. So many people. It's crazy. I find myself talking to people for hours, like, oh my gosh. And I just listen, you know. I listen. Because ain't no telling. What if that's their last day and I'm the last person they talk to? You know, I have a client who died at 80 something. She's my oldest client. And I've been knowing her since I was like 17 years old. And when I did her hair, she told me, she said, Earlene, when I die, I want you to do my hair. And I was like, if you ain't got no post and you can't hold your own head up, I'm not going to be able to do it, because that's too much. I only deal with people that's breathing. You got to have a post in order for me to do your hair. So she said, you wouldn't do my hair? I'm sorry. I'm going to have to decline on that one. And she said, what if I put it in my will? I'm sorry. We're going to get you a good wig, and I'm going to shake it out for them, and they go put it on you. I'm not going to be able to do that. So, you know, I was so happy, you know, not happy, but she ended up passing away 2 weeks after I did her hair. And the conversations that we had over the years, I knew that she was okay. You know, we talked about it. She said, I lived a good life, and it was just so surreal, you know. And when she passed away, I didn't even feel no sadness. I was just like, it was weird. It was like she was mentally preparing me for when she passed away, and the conversations that we had. I was like, okay. She was like, hey, I lived a good life. I'm ready. Like, whenever God ready to take me. I'm like, wow, so beautiful. So anyways, that was kind of what was on my mind today. I just wanted to let everyone know, you know, think about your future, because we're getting older. You know, the ones that are getting older, the ones who are still young, the ones that's young, hopefully you guys make it to get older. You know, make it to be as old as I am. And to the ones that's older, you know, at the end of the day, it's about our families. And we need to make sure that they are taken care of, you know, just in case, you know, our Father call us home, our kids will be okay, you know. And you guys have a blessed day today, and may God be with you, you know, and have a blessed day.